Welcome to tutorialsinhand.com. In this video tutorial, we are going to see what is method and how to call a method of the same class and other class. This is the first part of the video where we will only consider the methods that do not return any value. Now the first question is, what is method? So in short, just I would like to tell that method is like an expert who knows its task better, and any number of times you call this particular method, it will perform his duty with utmost perfection. So for example, if we create a method for multiplying two numbers, for example, here we will do the multiplication of hard-coded values, two hard-coded values, 4 into 3, and every time it is called, it will turn the result as 12, right? Let's add a comment as well so that we are aware which method value is getting printed. No parameter method, and the value is always 12. No matter how many times you call this method multiply, it will multiply 4 into 3 every time and will rather print the value 12 in the same method as we are seeing here. So this multiply can be called from the main method, because as we know, whenever we execute any program, JVM searches for this main method and then the execution starts from this main method. So once main method is found and it enters within this main method, let's have a call to this particular method. And to call any method of the same class, it's very simple. You just need to write the name of the method. Just because it is a static method and you are calling from the main, which is also static, so you can call it as it is shown over here, and there will be no issue while calling this method. So you see, we have simply called multiply from within the main method, and now if you click Control and hover your mouse over multiply and click on it, it will take you to the place which shows that from here the control will come to this place and it will enter within this particular method and perform the task of multiplying 4 into 3, and the result will get stored here and it will get printed at this place. So if we execute this, we will see that 12 will be printed on the screen. And now the thing is, you can call this multiply any number of times and it will perform its task again and again. Like here we are calling it 2 times, so once first call is completed, 12 will be printed, then it will move to the next line and it will again call this particular method and it will again perform the same set of tasks and it will print 12. Now you should see that it is a method which does not return any value, rather it is performing the task in this particular method itself. And if you want to find out whether a method return any value or not, you can easily find it from here. If the method is a void method, it indicates that it does not return any value, and if in place of void you have it as int, float, double or anything, then it indicates that this method should return an integer value. If it is float, then it should return a float value, and so on. And see, just because we are not returning anything, this gives a compilation error which says that this method must return a result of type int, which is not happening in this case, and that is why we are seeing this error. But for now we need to concentrate on this method which does not return any value. We will see a method that returns value in the next video tutorial. So for now, let's focus on this particular aspect. So now if you want to define a method, you are now aware that method is a block or a set of statements that perform some productive tasks, and it can be called any number of times. And another thing is, if you define your method or if you name your method properly, then just by seeing the name of the method, we can easily understand what this particular method does or what is the purpose of this particular method, right? So these are the advantage of methods as well. And another thing is, if you write your methods properly, then it will perform its task with 100% accuracy. Now, since this is printing always 4 into 3, this does not look much interesting, right? So let's create another method, say public static, which accepts 2 parameters this time. One is number 1 and another is number 2. Now this is interesting. You are asking the caller to pass any two number of his choice, and then you will multiply it and print the result. So this becomes much useful to anyone who wants to calculate values or multiplication values of any two number. So that is going to happen over here. As we see in the calculators, when you pass two particular values, it multiplies them and print the result on the screen. So this is what will happen in this case also. So this is two-param method, and it will return the result based on the value that will be provided to it, and the value of multiplication is stored in this result variable. So let's print the result. Now in this case, let's pass two parameters, and it will call the method with two parameters, now num1 and num2. So first parameter that you give will go to num1, so let's give it 5, so it will get stored in num1, and next parameter that you give, it will go to num2 and get stored there. So num1 will have the value 5 and num2 will have the value 4, right? And 5 into 4 will get multiplied and return the result here, and this result is going to get printed on the console. So now we will have the result of this multiply, because when we will execute, we will enter the main method, and the first instruction that we get or the compiler will get is that multiply will get called, and multiply is this method, and it will do its regular task like calculating the value of 4 into 3 and then returning that, not returning, rather printing in the same method. So 12 is getting printed in the same method which we see on the console. Now it will go back to this place, and this call is complete. Now it will move to the next instruction, that is this one, multiply 5, 4, and once it moves to multiply 5, 4, it will enter into this method where it will multiply 5 into 4 and then print the result 20 at this place. So let's execute and see whether we are getting the expected output or not. See, we are getting the expected output as we wanted. Now we can call this method any number of time with different parameters like 8, 10 or whatever you want. You can call it 100 times with different values and it will perform its task. Let's execute this. Now see, you are getting the third output as well, where 10 into 8 or 8 into 10 is getting multiplied and returning the result. So this is a method who knows its task really well. It is an expert which knows how to multiply two methods and give the accurate result. You can have the methods like add, subtract, divide or so on. We have a lot of examples of methods. So this is how it works. The simplest example is like you are having a switchboard in your home, right? Electric switchboard. So every time you on the switch, the bulb gets illuminated. So that is the method. Every time you switch on, the bulb will get illuminated. So this is a method where whenever you on the switch, we are calling a method which knows that when this is on, I have to illuminate the bulb. So it is its regular task. So it does not matter how many times you switch on, it will do its task. That is, bulb will get illuminated if it is not defective, right? So this is how method is. So this is how we have called the method in the same class. So these two methods are present in the class tutorials in hand and both are static. So we can call it like this. If we want to call the method of the same class, we can easily call it like this. Now suppose I remove static from here. Now we cannot call this as shown over here and it will give compilation error because we cannot make static reference from a non-static method. So if you want to call a non-static method from a static method, then you have to create the object of the class. Earlier the method was static. As it was static, so we were not getting any error because we can call static method directly by using the name as shown over here. But if we remove the static, you cannot call it directly and it will start giving error. In that case, you have to create the instance of the class. Let's name it TIH as a reference variable and invoke constructor using new keyword. And now you can use this TIH reference to call the methods of this particular class. Now if you press dot and write mu, you will see both the methods that are present in the class, and you can call any method which you want, because multiply is a static method, so it does not require you to use this instance. You can directly call it without using the instance as shown over here. And it is also highlighting here also. You see it is highlighting in the yellow, and it is saying that the static method multiply from type tutorials in hand should be accessed in a static way. And to access in a static way, you can use this particular way. So this is a static way to call a method, and this will only be possible if the method that you are calling is also static. Since this multiply without any parameter is static, so you can call it in a static way. But this method multiply is not static, so you have to create the instance and then call that particular method. Let's remove this because it is useless. So now you can call the method with two parameters because it is a non-static method, and if you call it, it will not show any error. See, by default the value is 00 because by default value of integer is 0, so it has given the default value. For now we will pass the value as 8 and let's give 10. So this time TIH.multiply, if you want to see where it is going, then press Ctrl, hover your mouse on multiply, click on it, and it will take you to the place which is getting called, and it is highlighting that this method will get called when this TIH.multiply would be called. So this time 8 will go to num1, 10 will go to num2, and 8 into 10 will get multiplied, and we will get the output as 80. That means it will print two param method and then its result as 80. So if you want to see how it is working, let's execute this and see whether we get the output or not, and see we are getting the exact output. The first output is coming from this multiply, which is a static method, and it is coming from here where 4 into 3 is getting calculated and printing 12 every time. It is like electric switch of your home. It will always give 12, like it always illuminates the bulb. So it is similar to that. And this one is something where you can pass any value, means random value, and it will perform the multiplication based on those values. It does not care how many times you call it. All you have to do is you have to pass two parameters which it requires to perform its task. So if you give it the required asset, it will perform its task. That's it. So this time it will multiply 10 into 20 and will print the result. So let's execute again and see what we are getting. So this is how it is getting done. So this is how you can call a method, that means static method as well as non-static method of the same class. The static method can be called in a static way, and non-static method can be called by creating the object of the class and then invoking the dot operator to call that particular method, non-static method that you want to call. And this is the way. So hope you have understood how you can call a method, static method and non-static method of the same class. We will also check for the different class in the next video tutorial. For then, stay tuned. Please like and subscribe our channel to help us motivate. Thank you.